We wanted to thank everyone for all of the great comments that we received on our last series on keys to becoming a better you. A few of the comments that we received were around an extended video on this whole concept of how you continue to move yourself forward to becoming a better you. And so I really wanted to move out of the minute coaching format and really do an extended video to address those concerns that we received. And so as we move into the end of the calendar year, often we start to think about what we want to do different in the new year. So we have these things we call New Year's resolutions, and so many of us do those. And so one of the things that I would suggest that you begin with, and you can just totally copy some of the things that I've done in my own walk, is to not consider them to be resolutions, because resolutions by definitions mean that there is an end state that's got to happen, right? You are resolving to do something. And so what I would suggest that you consider is something that I've rephrased, and I call mine New Year's revelations. And so then that way it's not so limiting that if I don't do it, that I feel like I failed or I didn't meet the mark of what I really said I wanted to do or who I wanted to be. It's a revelation. And so for this year, my idea is that I do this. And so what has been revealed to me about me, I want to work on this. But it's not going to limit me to the scope of, well, I didn't make that particular resolution work, so, oh well, I'm going to quit that. So that's one thing that I would first offer to you, is to reconsider, reimagine, redefine what resolutions mean to you. And then maybe just throw that word out and come up with something different. So another thing that I really suggest you do, and I talked about this on the last part of the series, was an accountability partner. That is so critical for you to be successful in meeting your goals. So one of the examples I love to use in so many of my trainings or with my clients is usually around the December timeframe. Those people in your house, you all are deciding on what you want to do, right? And then often the leader of the house or whoever really wants to kickstart the New Year's resolution says, you know what, we are all going to lose weight and we're going to eat better. And so one of the ways that they do that is they go through the closet and the pantries and they throw out all of the bad stuff, all the chips and all of the candy, anything that had the sugar in it. And so once all that stuff is gone, then you bring in all of the produce and all of the things that are healthy from the farmer's market, or, you know, everything that you can get your hands on that is green leafed or a superfood at that particular moment. And for the first week or so, it seems like it's great. But the reality is, if you ask all of those that you are dragging along with you in this road, they're not necessarily on board with that, right? So they are going along because maybe you're the cook in the house or because you're the one that purchases the groceries. But if you check the trash cans or if you check what they're getting before they get home, there's probably some fast food wrappers in the car or in the trash, because everyone's not bought into your modality. They're not bought into what it is that you want to do as far as resoluting or resolving what it is that you want to be. So that's another part of this process as you move into trying to become a better you, especially as you move into this new year. It's considered that what you want to change and who you want to be is just for you. And don't associate and don't give other people the responsibility of having the same resolution or revelation that you have. They have their own. And so I really suggest strongly that you do that for you. And so if you want to start to eat healthier in the new year, then you take one cabinet for yourself and let everyone else do what it is that they choose to do. You may win some people over by the behaviors that you set for your own self. If they see that you're very serious about moving forward in this way, you may actually have some of the family members in your home or friends or anyone else to help you along that journey by doing that with you. But you can't make people your accountability partner is the point here. You want someone to be a part of your journey because they choose to be. So you want to select wisely when you're thinking about accountability partners. You want someone who really takes your goals seriously and someone that's going to hold you to what you say that you want to do. So that means that you all need to pick a day a week that they're checking on you. Hey, you said you wanted to lose weight. So what have you done this week? Did you do your exercises on Monday and Wednesday and Friday like you said you were going to do? Did you go to Weight Watchers like you said you were going to do? Have you written in your food journal this week like you said you were going to do? Someone that just really keeps you on task and on track with the things that you say you want to do. Now, often it gets very frustrating. If you have a really great accountability partner, they're going to stay on top of you to ensure that you're doing exactly what you say you want to do. So it will get frustrating at times because you will not have done what you wanted, but that's exactly why you want someone to nag you like that so that you can stay on track. The other thing that I didn't mention in our series is to keep a record of where you're headed. It's so important. So many clients I have that want to do something different, and so one of the things I tell my team members, and I also tell all of my clients, if it's not written, it doesn't exist. And however written format it is that you choose to do, whether it's in your notes in your phone, or whether it's a handwritten note or a typed note, whatever works for you. But if it's not something you can see, often we just throw it out. And so as you're moving down your journey, I would really encourage you, as you move into this new year and you're thinking about some New Year's revelations that you want to do, write down each week or each day, whatever is most comfortable for you, what you've done, and what you're feeling and what you're challenged by. Because each week, once you look back, let's say you start on Monday and end on Sunday, when you look on Sunday what your challenges were for the prior week, then you have a little bit more information and a little more data to ensure that you can overcome what you felt were your failures or your setbacks from the week before. The other thing that I want to also offer to you is, when you have this accountability partner, don't look at them as a supporter or a coach or a cheerleader. That's not their role. Their role is to keep you on task. Their role is not to encourage you and to keep you lifted. So if it's a really big lift for you, if it's something that you really feel strongly about, that you really want to get done, and you think you'll need a little bit more encouragement along the way, in addition to an accountability partner, I would encourage you to also have a cheerleader. Now, you can consider this person to just be that literal person that cheers you along the way. Hey, you can do it. You've got this. Even the times where you do fail and your accountability partner says, hey, I thought you said you want to do this and you haven't gotten there. The cheerleader says, hey, don't give up. You'll get there. So you may want to have that balance, because some of us really need that. And that encouragement will help us to continue to go back to the accountability partner, even when we have not done what we wanted to do. And so I want to just wrap this video up with one other concept, one other idea I want to offer you as you are thinking about becoming a better you. One of the greater challenges that we have in giving and receiving feedback is in evaluation feedback. And evaluation feedback is a comparison. We often self-evaluate. And so we're looking at our goals and we're evaluating them against some other benchmark, whether it's another person, whether it's the person that we think we want to become or we should be, or whether it's the person we were last year and we're still unhappy with where we've come today. So consider that we are constantly evaluating ourselves. And so when you're thinking about becoming a better you, you've got to minimize that evaluation, especially the critical evaluation, the negative evaluation of yourself. Because if you're unable to see the value in continuing forward because you're too busy looking backwards at who you were or who you're not, or someone else who's gone further than you, then you won't grow. Then you won't be who you want to be. And then you'll give up. So I offer that to you to ensure that you really move yourself forward in the way that you want to, is that you think more about where you're going than where you've been. So I hope this has really been helpful. And for all of my followers who really were asking for an extended video, let me know if this worked, because I'm hopeful that these things really do help us move our lives forward. And so that's the goal here in our organization, AML Consulting. Our goal is really to move your life forward. That's all we want to do, and to assist you in expanding the power that lies within.